I don't think there is such a thing as a right balance. I think that the balance should be fluid and shifts based on the user and the use of those Web 2.0 tools. As I said before, access is so important to me, and I think to our students as well. When they log on to the internet, one of the most frustrating things that they experience in many of our schools is when they're looking for some piece of information, they're doing some research, and they come up to that screen pops up and says, this site is blocked. And that's a problem for them, and it is a huge problem for me. I think that children should have full access to everything that's out on the internet, and they should have that access with guidance. And I always I take that virtual scenario and I always place it in a real world setting. You know, we live so close to New York City, I think kids should have access to everything that's in New York City, but I'm not going to send them out there into all of the areas of New York City by themselves without any guidance. So, you know, that use and who the user is, making sure that things are age appropriate for them is so important. And it goes back to that idea of the relationship between students and teachers. And then so often students may find things at home on the internet and come into school with it and tell their teachers about it. And the teacher really providing guidance and direction in terms of where they might find additional resources and materials, and really helping students to filter things that are on the internet, helping them to determine if something is really appropriate for them. I think often with the filtering systems that we have in place right now, there's a false sense of security that's out there, and that a lot of our teachers feel that because we have a filter on the system, we're safe. We don't have to watch over our children's shoulders. And that's really untrue. We really need to be there and helping them to guide and make those critical decisions and doing the analysis of what's out there on the web and really helping our students become more critical thinkers and learning more about accessing the resources that are available. So it becomes a question of content over convenience. Is it convenient for us to just kind of let the kids out there? Do we really have to step in and provide the guidance? I think absolutely we need to do that. And that balance can only be determined by the teacher in the classroom working with those students on what's available.
Great. Thank you very much. Dr. Cluett?
Thanks. In my view, as is so often the case in life, it's all about balance. And each of the new tools and each of the new scenarios that presents itself, we have to look at on a case-by-case basis and know that those evolve, those scenarios evolve. So for instance, at one point, I would not have allowed, since I've been a high school principal and I've had different jobs, I would not have allowed YouTube, for instance, at one point, but now I do, and I think it's important. I now encourage kids to set up things on, use and access iTunes University and that sort of thing, where that might not have been the case in the past. But I think there's a balance issue. So for instance, in the case of Facebook, our district has a Facebook presence, and it's been very effective for us. But certainly, I'm aware of cases where Facebook has been used to hurt children, and children hurt each other, and that's real, and that's not something that's a hypothetical. Those are based on real examples that I've had to work with. So I think that once again, it's not only about the tools, but it's about the cultural shift that needs to take place. In other words, so for an example would be regarding Facebook is that it's not so much that we need to teach our children not to be hurtful on Facebook. We need to teach our children what does it mean to be respectful of privacy, for instance. What the deeper issue. What is privacy? Why is it that as an adolescent starts to wade into the world of intimate relationships, why is it, for instance, that you might not want to post and videotape everything? Those sorts of things. So issue of privacy is really the point I'm making. And for instance, with my administrators, who are oftentimes reluctant and nervous to get into new things, we have a wiki set up so that we can communicate with each other and post things, and all the things that we can do in a district. Those are important steps, but it's all about balance so that people can feel comfortable. I'm not one that looks at it as either or, so I'm not a type of person that thinks let's wait until everything's resolved and everything's perfect. That's not going to happen, and that doesn't make sense. On the other hand, we have to deal with the fact that we do have situations that can be negative for kids and for professionals.